watching Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Melissa Maloney. We have some amazing things coming up in London in the next few weeks, and I'm really excited to be able to share them with you today. Fire safety is more crucial than ever, and our first guest is here to share information on just that. Matt Heptich, Deputy Fire Chief of Fire Prevention and Public Education, is here to discuss Ontario's second ever Test Your Smoke Alarm Day on September 28th and Fire Prevention Week from October 6th to the 12th. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
So I think we need to start with what Saved by the Beep is.
So Saved by the Beep is a response by the Ontario Fire Marshal. Back in 2022, Ontario had 133 fire fatalities. So something had to be done. We had to make sure that the province of Ontario and our community is provided with more education on smoke alarms, home escape planning, and fire safety.
Awesome. And so 133 was a significant increase compared to before?
Yeah, so it was the largest number we've had in over 20 years. So
wow.
With the main goal of Saved by the Beep is to ensure that everyone tests their smoke alarms on September 28th.
Okay, so you said a couple things there. So the testing, but then also like a fire exit plan. What are some of the things people should be considering?
Exactly, so we want to encourage people to ensure that they're prepared. Encourage that knowledge about smoke alarms. Know the sound of your smoke alarm. How often should you change your battery? At least once a year, or if you get a low battery chirp. Also to ensure that our people in our community are practicing their fire escape plans, their home escape planning, and practicing fire safety in general. Another example of fire safety would be to ensure that you look while you cook. So don't leave your pan or your pot unattended and leave the room. And that's because we do have many cooking fires in the province of Ontario as well.
Yeah, I've heard the trick that if you are leaving something on the stove to carry the spoon with you or something as the reminder.
Yes, that's exactly right. So, if you have to leave the room for whatever reason, take a spoon with you to provide that reminder. One of the best ways, obviously, is to look while you cook, stand by your pan, and be there in the room while you're cooking.
Awesome. And then in terms of the Fire Safety Week, what's happening for that week?
So Fire Prevention Week happens on an annual basis as well. And this year, October 6th to 12th is Fire Prevention Week. The theme this year is smoke alarms. Make them work for you. And yes, we talked about Test Your Smoke Alarm Day, and Fire Prevention Week has the same type of theme.
Okay.
But what we've noticed in the province of Ontario and in our community, there are many homes, many different occupancies that don't have working smoke alarms in the case of a fire.
Okay, so if we're thinking about sort of some of those best practices around smoke alarms, so we talked about obviously testing it, listening for the chirp. Say I'm a renter, because I think you would see different things if I'm a renter compared to if I'm a homeowner. If I'm a renter, what are some of the things that I should consider when I'm looking at, say, a new property to go in and rent?
So many people, that's a great question. Many people look at the features of the property they're going to rent, but there are also life safety systems within the buildings. Many new buildings now have sprinkler systems, they have fire alarm detection and audible devices, but even the older properties will have smoke alarms too. It's required by the law in the province of Ontario. So check to see that they have working smoke alarms. Contact or ask questions of the real estate agent or the property manager or the owner. When was the last time the batteries were changed? How old is the smoke alarm that's up there? If it's 10 years old, it needs to be replaced.
Okay, those are really good questions for people to kind of have when they're looking. And even if they are buying a new home too, to ask some of those safety questions as well.
Absolutely. I walked through a home that was for sale a few weeks ago. All of the smoke alarms were expired.
Wow.
I let the real estate agent know. But these are things that people take for granted. And people take for granted that it's up there and it's going to work. But you have to check it. you have to make sure that it's working. You have to do that test.
Okay. And so for either Saved by the Bell Day or for Fire Prevention Week, are there any activities going on? Are there things that people should know about?
For Fire Prevention Week, we are out in the community. We have a kickoff event with the London Knights on Friday, October 4th.
Awesome.
We're out in different community centers on October 5th, and throughout the week we'll be at different retail sales outlets in the malls in London as well to promote fire safety and education in our community.
Amazing. And where can people get more information about either Saved by the Bell or Fire Prevention Week?
So they could call us through Central Fire to the non-emergency line, call into our administrative staff, or they could check the City of London website specific to fire and be able to, we'll have some information up there as well.
Amazing. So we'll put all that information up as well so people can grab it from there. If there was one tip that you would give people as the most important thing they can do from fire prevention, what would you say that is?
Don't take that smoke alarm for granted. We say it all the time, and the reason why we say it all the time is to test that alarm, because smoke alarms save lives. That's it. That's the bottom line. That early warning provides you that time to get out before the fire grows and gets too big and you can't get out. So please make sure that you test those alarms, make sure they're up, one on every floor of your home, and make sure that everybody knows what to do when that alarm goes off.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in today, and we'll definitely make sure everybody's saved by the bell.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Your happy place. Easy 101.3, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
Welcome back. On September 25th, the Women of Faith Alliance Group is having their second annual fundraiser dinner. This year's event theme is Empowering Women, Changing Lives, and it aims to raise crucial funds to support vulnerable women and homeless individuals in the community. To tell us more about the event today are Mabel Cunningham, the president of the WFA, and Scholastica Asachop, the vice president of WOFA. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So why don't we start, Mabel, by you telling us a little bit about Women of Faith Alliance?
Okay, so Women of Faith Alliance is a women group that was initiated by a group of women to help empower women in London and beyond. So we are there to empower each other, support each other in times of happy moments, sad moments, and everything that you want us to support you with, we are there for you. That's basically what we do. And we also try our best to help with within the community, whichever way that we can. Like a women group that needs help, and even we extend it, not just women, even we have a program ahead of us that any funds that we raise, some will go to the homeless group in London.
That's amazing.
So we do a lot. Yes.
That's amazing.
We do a lot.
And Scholastica, can you tell me a little bit about how did this start? How did this organization get started?
Yeah, I can start from there. So thanks again for having us. We had a group of nurses who work, like nurses who work shift work, and they didn't really, it's a faith-based organization. I will start by saying that.
Okay.
So a few colleagues who were nurses, since they didn't really have time to go worship, so after their shift, they will get together and pray at night. So it started with a couple, and apparently the other women who could not attend services in the morning heard and joined. And through that, they said, oh, let's form an organization. And that's how it was founded. And it extended to the community, like Mabel has just mentioned. There's quite a lot that we do. We lift each other. We have our own services like every other week in the evening, so that those who did not have the opportunity to attend services in the morning, they join us. We usually invite pastors and men and women of God from all over, like even the fundraiser coming up. Our guest speaker is going to be coming from England.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well, why don't we talk a little bit about that? Can you tell me a little bit about the guest speaker who's going to be at the dinner?
Okay, so she is an apostle. What I can say is that Women of Faith is a faith-based organization. It's a non-denominational,
okay,
meaning whichever church that you attend, you can be a member. And we are open to everybody. Even if you are not a Christian, it doesn't stop you from joining us. So she is a registered nurse in the UK, and she's also a woman of God. She's an apostle, Apostle Amma Bentel. She's very impactful, and she's going to, even before we do the program, on the Saturday, she's going to be with us, have a fellowship night with us before the event day, which she's going to speak to us on so many things.
Oh,
very exciting.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the event. What's happening for the actual fundraiser dinner?
Okay. So we have it on the 28th, not the 25th.
Okay.
And it's coming up in 2 weeks. And it's a fundraiser dinner, but we still keep our tickets very cheap because we want it affordable for women. Because what we find is that most women among us, some are still struggling, some are new to Canada. We have a lot of people who are still finding their way. And it's because of that we keep the tickets cheap, and then we are open to donations. We are open to people sponsoring us.
Okay.
Like a few people have already sponsor us, and whatever funds we get, like every year, like last year we were able to help 2 organizations, and then this year we are targeting the homeless.
Okay.
And we are also targeting people in-house. Like I remember said earlier, sometimes when we have like people giving birth, we go and visit them. We buy diapers and baby clothes, depending on people's affordability. We've also supported organizations like Swim. We funded organizations to help people attend mental health services or see a counselor.
All of this is so important right now.
It is very important with the mental health. And also when we have our services, we also have meetings where we do every other month. We try to meet in the community so that the women can come and get together and they dance. We bring a keynote speaker. Myself, I've spoken about mental health. I've talked about the importance of seeking help and self-care. And we've also invited people to talk about finances. So we are doing so much in this group, and we really need the support of the community, right? Because we lift each other, we empower each other. When somebody, if it's like a death in someone's family, we go and visit them.
This is amazing.
Yes.
So we're going to make sure that everyone knows how to get in touch with the organization and to hopefully attend the event. But if nothing else, they can reach out and still donate and sponsor and make sure. So we'll put all that contact information up online so that people can see that. And hopefully you guys will have a really successful event. So grateful for the work you're doing in community. And thank you so much for coming today and sharing it with us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving. Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily Febri. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Hello, I am Rachel Burdan, and I am this week's guest on Pollinating Purpose.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back. London Symphonia is a professional symphony orchestra that are committed to performing vibrant and bold musical experiences for the London region. They continue to carry on traditions that began in 1937. They have announced an amazing program for the upcoming season, and here to talk to us today about it is April Voth, the Executive Director of the London Symphonia. Welcome, April.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you here today. So why don't we start with a little bit of history on what your organization does and a little bit story from a really long past back from 1937.
Well, we are an incarnation, and we incorporated in 2015. And we've been running a small series of 8 concerts every season. And we're quite proud of the fact that we survived through COVID and all of that. And we're really excited. We've had wonderful support from the community. In fact, we had over 5,000 people who attended concerts last season.
Wow.
And we're hopeful that we will sell out a number of concerts again this season. And we've had so much success that we're really proud of the organization and how much we've accomplished.
That's amazing, and congratulations. Getting through COVID in any type of live event is something you should be proud of. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about some of the programming that you do for students and the different education pieces that you do.
Right. We're really proud of the education piece, and it's something that we're building and has grown over the last 2 years. We have a number of quintets that go out to public schools and play for the students. We had about 4,000 students attend those quintet concerts last year, throughout the year. We do a special programming with the library in the summer and on March break for the littles, the teenies who are 6 and under.
Wow.
We have cushion concerts for them, and it's a program that's specifically geared for their level. And the parents love it. You know, it's really a lot of fun for them too. We're doing a number of different things. We have students coming in for rehearsals, and we make sure that the guest artists have a talk with them and that they understand the programming. We also have some funding that came in to support our free student ticketing program. So anyone who is over the age of 12 and who has a student card can attend the concerts for free.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And we also have a children's program, so anyone between the ages of 6 and 12, accompanied by an adult, also can attend the concert for free. And we do provide a flex pack for parents and offer them a 10% discount as well. So
that's amazing.
So
where do you do most of your performances?
We're at Metropolitan United Church.
Okay.
Which is right downtown Wellington and Dufferin, across from City Hall.
Awesome.
Exactly.
And is there anything that you want to highlight before we wrap up on the actual program for this year and the different concert series that you have?
Yes, we have a program of 8 concerts, 3 of which are fairly classical, And we have some amazing guest artists that are coming in, both conductors and players. Kirsten Leon, who's an up-and-coming young violinist, is playing with us this season. We also have some crossover concerts. We have Genevieve Fisher, who is coming, and she's a country music, rising country music star from London, Ontario, so we're excited to be playing with her. We also have a special Samuel Coleridge Taylor concert for Black History Month.
Wow.
He was a 20th century musician and composer.
Yep.
And we also have our first ever Lunar New Year concert. And we have a composition by Ken Lau, which we commissioned for that concert. So there'll be a premiere of his music for that particular concert.
Sounds like an incredible season.
Yeah.
Where can people get information?
So the best thing to do is go to the website, londonsymphonia.ca. There's lots of information about tickets and pricing and packages that you can purchase if you'd like. And I think that's probably the best place for people to go. And you can purchase your tickets online as well, which is great.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming. We'll make sure to get all that information out and up for you so that people can attend. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. A couple of those sound very exciting.
I'm glad that you're coming. That's great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
In The Paint Box, host Jane Roy puts a spotlight on various aspects of the vibrant visual art community in the City of London. The Paint Box, Mondays at 5:30 p.m.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
Welcome back. Our next two guests are here today to share more about an upcoming play, The Gravitational Pull of Bernice Trimble. This play dives into some sensitive topics, exploring both dementia and suicide. And we're grateful to have Deborah Mitchell and Antonio Fowler, who play Bernice and Peter Trimble in the play, here to share what they learned from this piece of work and why you should attend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So why don't we start, and I think we should start by saying there is some sensitive content to this play and that it's a big topic. So why don't we start with maybe how you came to get this script and a little bit of the story behind that.
I'm happy to tell you about that. Adam Corrigan Hollowitz, who is the manager of the Manor Park Memorial Hall, where we're going to do the play. He is a local director, dramaturge. During COVID, because of COVID, he was getting rid of some extra scripts he had.
Okay.
But they were in his driveway in cardboard boxes, and he invited any of his Facebook friends to drop by and take what you want for free.
Wow.
So I'm a person who loves a bargain. Free is good.
As we all do.
Yes. So I went over to his place and I stood in his driveway outdoors, you know, so that we were safe from COVID, supposedly. Yes. And I went through scripts, reading bits and pieces, and I found this script called The Gravitational Pull of Bernice Trimble. And I immediately, it's very interesting, I immediately connected with the writing, and I noted that it was a Canadian play.
Okay.
I like that. Female author, like that, published in 2015, so not too old.
Yeah.
And I started reading it, and I loved the language, and so I thought it was at least worth taking and reading it through. I read it through, and that's when I contacted Brian Spiegel from Scooter Productions to be the director of the show. And I feel it's a mark of a really good play that the more you read it and the more you study it, the more you love it.
Wow.
And that has been my experience. It does handle sensitive subjects, which are, I think people sometimes find it difficult to have conversations in a family about someone with dementia, and certainly about contemplated suicide.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I play the mother, so I'm the one who has been diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, and is wondering what to do, what action to take. Yeah, I love it. And the director contacted Beth Graham, who's the playwright, and she wrote a couple of new sections of dialogue for us to update the information. Because
of the changes we've
is
made.
Changing somewhat, although for Alzheimer's patients, it's still not a perfect system, and still something we maybe need to talk more about. But
I can tell you're passionate about it. It's amazing.
I'm glad that comes across.
Yeah, it definitely does. Antonio, for you, what was it like sort of when you saw the play for the first time? What made you want to get involved in this?
Well, ironically, I've worked with Brian on my very first production here in London. So when he reached out to me to be a part of the production, I read it and I immediately went, well, before I read it, I was like, yes, immediately, because it's Brian. But after I read it, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a great story, and I would just love to be involved with this in some way or form.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So knowing that this is obviously a big topic, an important topic, what do you want to say to the people who are like, ooh, can I handle this? Is this going to be too much for me in live theater? Or I definitely, people are going to feel your passion through the screen. I know when they see this, and we're going to make sure we get all the information up so people know how to get tickets and can come and join. And I'm really grateful for you coming and sharing the story today, and I know the audience will be too. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Well, that is the end of our first episode together for the upcoming season of What's Up London. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please support the efforts of our guests by liking, commenting, and sharing this episode of What's Up London with your friends, family, and networks. Please visit our guests' websites and social media pages and plan to attend their events. I will see you again next week. So until next time, stay safe and be kind. Have a great day.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hello, welcome to the Salvation Army London Citadel, located right here in the Force City, London, Ontario, Canada.
Every week we gather for worship to encounter God's love for us. We welcome you and hope you too will know God's love for you as we worship together. So come on in.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe